Japan, 1937. A medical base that was supposed to save lives turned into one of the darkest laboratories in history. The Imperial Japanese Army established a unit called Unit 731, ostensibly to prevent disease. Elite doctors and scientists worked there. Prisoners of war and civilians were transferred to this center. Without knowing why, inside, humans were deliberately infected with deadly diseases. They were exposed to extreme cold, and they were tested without anesthesia. The human body was a research tool. Everything was recorded, regardless of pain or death. At the end of the war, the center was destroyed and the documents were burned. Many victims were never identified. America, 1932. Alabama. Tuskegee syphilis study. A medical study that turned into a 40-year betrayal. Hundreds of poor black men were lured into a government program with the promise of free treatment. They were told they had a simple illness and were being cared for. But the truth was, they had syphilis, and they were deliberately left untreated. Even after the discovery of penicillin, doctors decided to let go of the disease to see what would happen. Dozens died, families were infected, and public trust collapsed. When the story was revealed in the 1970s, there was national outrage. The laws of informed consent and ethical oversight in American medical research were born directly out of this disaster. Guatemala, 1946. Experiments that didn't even have participants. American researchers to study sexually transmitted diseases. They gained access to prisoners, mentally ill people, and Guatemalan soldiers. People were unknowingly infected with sexually transmitted diseases. Some were never treated. Reports even suggest that the researchers knew their work was unethical. The project remained hidden for decades. The victims never knew why they became ill. In 2010, the U.S. government officially apologized. The case strengthened international laws on human experimentation. South Africa, 1970, Disgust Project. During apartheid, homosexuality was considered a disease in the army. Suspected soldiers were sent to military medical centers. They were subjected to electric shocks, hormone injections, and forced treatments. The goal was not treatment, it was to eliminate identity. Many lived with permanent physical and psychological damage. Silence reigned for years. After the end of apartheid, the truth was revealed, and the project became an example of medical abuse of power. Soviet, 1930 to 1950. Death without a trace. In Moscow, a secret laboratory operated to produce untraceable poisons. Political prisoners were experimental subjects. New toxins were given to people to test for time of death, symptoms, and detectability. Doctors just watched. The deaths were declared natural. The families never learned the truth. The revelation of these projects after the collapse of the Soviet Union helped strengthen the global ban on chemical weapons. Medical laws. These experiments took place in different countries and systems, but they all had one thing in common. When humans become tools of science, science is no longer progress. Today's strict medical laws are a direct result of these disasters. Every consent form, every ethics committee is a reminder of those who never had the right to choose.